Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. HarlequinCoHO here, and I have a nice 2 versus 2 game for you today on the map Duclair. Duclair, by the way, is a town in France, and I'm such a nerd, I didn't know where it was exactly, and it's kind of a vague name, so I just went to maps.google.com and typed in Duclair, and then I typed in Normandy, and then I typed in Omaha Beach, and I plotted a route from one to the other and figured out the driving distance and all that. So Duclair, very close to there. Obviously, it was a town that was at least passed through during the Allied landing in France, and that's what's going on there. So neat looking 2v2 game, and just as a heads up, by the way, I've been super busy casting tournaments. This is part of my regularly scheduled program, so I'm just gonna try and make sure I get some normal games out there in addition to the tournament games. But man, I'm so crunched on time today. To save time, I haven't even seen this game yet. It looked good, I know the players, so what the hell. This is just going to be me casting on the fly, so I apologize if I miss action or anything else like that, but we're going to check this out. So first up, we have playing as the Airborne Commander dfdf SFSDF, not to be confused with DFASFSDFS or any other guy like that. Actually, DFASSFDF is quite a good player, but do not confuse him with DFASFSAFD, who's a terrible player and will just constantly send you friend invites, invite you to games that drop. But anyhow, this guy, he's awesome. He is currently the number 5 Airborne Commander 1 versus 1 and number 7 in 2 versus 2. Meanwhile, his ally over here, you can see, is going to be WoHJG52. I don't know which part of that to pronounce. I suspect WOH or something like that is his guild name, but I'm just going to call him WOH. Maybe I should just call him Woe. Anyhow, he's going to be our armor commander here today. Woe is number 3 in 2 versus 2 and number 7 in 1 versus 1. So these guys are no slouches whatsoever, but lo and behold, look across the map, you will see that their opponents today, first up is xRAPTORx. I'm just going to call him Raptor to make it simple. He's a defense commander, currently rank 1 in 1 versus 1 and rank 1 in 2 versus 2. This guy is serious and means business. And of course, his ally today is going to be D4rkEl1t, spelled all elite style with numbers and stuff. He is currently rank 6 defense 1 versus 1 commander. So you can already see he's got these combat pioneers moving on out. And to keep it interesting, I'm going to start off here on Raptor's point of view, and because he's got some of the early poking going on here. So you can see these guys just kind of splitting up the map here, just kind of capping away, nothing too fancy. But this motorcycle is interesting, and he's heading on out first. If you take a look around the map, it looks like he actually got his motorcycle first, then got his accomplished Volksgrenadiers. Meanwhile, we see a rifleman squad out there for WAH. Whoa, and just the engineers. These combat pioneers, by the way, have like the upgraded like MP40 machine guns that they're firing right now. Really cool, kind of like the close combat Volksgrenadiers. Dangerous, but you can see right now they are currently being overwhelmed by riflemen. Looks like they're at 50% hit points. Probably going to lose a man sometime soon. By the way, they also have a third member, if you didn't notice that. There were 3 of them there. These engineers are going to have to retreat, and wow, could it be they took out that entire combat squad? That must have been a mistake. I can't believe he would let that happen. Anyhow, so D4rkEl1t accidentally losing all of his combat pioneers. That's a real problem there for him. Anyhow, on the field right now, of course, we have the Gladiator Rifleman and an accomplished motorcycle now. So both D4rkEl1t and Raptor opting to get early game motorcycles. You can see the Gladiator Rifleman here just shooting away at that. Gladiator Rifleman, perfect thing to use against early game motorcycles. Even motorcycles that have a little bit extra hit points, if you just shoot them up a little bit and hit them with a sticky bomb, you'll always kill them in one shot. So Gladiator Rifleman right now, you can see just given by Raptor's munitions that he's probably got enough munitions to throw a sticky bomb at this point. Whether or not he will, we will see. But really constant harassment going on right now with this motorcycle, and we do have the accomplished Volksgrenadiers here just kind of shooting away. Looks like that's enough to kind of turn the tide for the Axis. We do have the, looks like we got a couple of engineers from Woe coming on in here along with DSFSFS Gladiator Rifleman. Now these guys are charging on in because he does see this accomplished HMG team setting up in the middle. This is always a very annoying place to fight. You can see that this is the middle of 3 victory points, and way there we go. We've got the sticky bomb on the motorcycle. That thing is doomed. A sticky bomb will always kill a normal motorcycle. I think there's probably only a few exceptions with hero motorcycles that take just a little bit more than a normal sticky bomb. Looks like the combat pioneers are back out here on the field here for D4rkEl1t, and haven't even really had a time to look at all of the abilities that are out there at the moment, but we'll get a second here to walk through them. But in the meantime, accomplished motorcycle, combat pioneers, really just lots of pioneers at the moment here. You can see he doesn't have any pioneer upgrades, but he does have an absolute ton of Volksgrenadier upgrades. Panzerfaust range, 16% health, 30% reinforcement cost, 9% accuracy, 30% reduced munitions cost. So a lot of good fat pile spamming kind of upgrades there. 9% accuracy, reinforcement cost. So yeah, a lot of standard army items there for all of these Volksgrenadiers. But really good central control right now. You can see just kind of a lot of units taking up the middle right now. So this place really, really hard to get back. There's a lot of good cover here. It's a very easily defensible place once you get it. Meanwhile, the southern point usually belongs to the Allies, but you can see that it looks like the Axis have been really putting a lot of pressure on the Allies this game, and they are 3-capping them right now. So 3-cap is in progress. You can see this accomplished motorcycle doing a good job at just being a threat. He's kind of baiting him out there, trying to force his troops to fire at them. He's getting a little bit overzealous there. Yeah, it looks like he's going to go ahead and lose that motorcycle. But in general, it's not a bad idea just to have that motorcycle sneak around. But a lot of constant microgrind here. Double Gladiator Rifleman out here right now. No, I'm sorry, that is Wilson's Rifleman, of course. Bazooka Joe, how could I forget? And under all of this firepower, it looks like all these Volksgrenadiers are going to have to get out of here. Meanwhile, you can see the combat pioneers are just kind of mining this area up. So pretty much all of the fighting has been happening in the middle here, and I want to take a look up here at this top side of the map. We can see venerable Volksgrenadiers and flame pioneers and these other accomplished Volksgrenadiers just capping away like crazy, laying mines, and these guys now retreating home to reinforce. So really taking control of the map, and even though it looks like this infantry is really laying into them now, it's okay, they can fall back. And remember, kids, whenever you're going to fall back, make sure you've mined up the path. Oh, and it looks like, could it be that those combat pioneers went down yet again? Accomplished HMD team moving out, but it's definitely going to get nailed. Oh, look at that, dropping smoke, popping smoke all over the place here. And definitely providing some cover for all those guys. Really good use of smoke there. A lot of times, I was pretty sure that those riflemen would have lost. Wow. We got reactive artillery going off already. Big old blob of that here. Remember, though, you do need sight over the units, and yes, he does have sight up here. It looks like these venerable Volksgrenadiers kind of sprinting along or hobbling along, as the case may be. And bam, just kind of tossing everything up in the air right now. So let's see. I'm going to take a look at dfdf right now. And you can see that, yes, he did fire off his reactive artillery right then. He is level 2. And let's take this little break in fighting here, and I'm going to jump over to the Allies and just check out their base. So you can see it looks like dfdf, I'm just going to call him DF for today. DF went ahead and got his weapon support center up, going for sniper. Meanwhile, the armor commander doing exactly what I would suspect. Whoa! Set up his supply yard and is now upping his motor pool. So supply yard straight into motor pool. Didn't even stop to get Browning automatic rifles, and frankly isn't even reinforcing his troops right now. I wonder if he's trying to save up money or what the deal with that is. But light skirmishing going on here. But as you can see by the mini map, just a massive amount of stuff going on right now. Just total map control. Single point here for the Allies, so not looking good whatsoever. And if I had to summarize this, I would just kind of say this is just kind of Vogue spam, but not quite Vogue spam, because they're clearly backing it up with support units like machine gunners and pioneers and whatnot. And Whoa has got to get out of there. Yes, he is. And right now we've got just kind of a lot of men just kind of hanging out here in the center. Large push right now from the Riflemen. Riflemen just charging on in. We have Wilson's Rifleman, Gladiator Rifleman, easily going to take that out. Wow, that was a nice little peg there by Bazooka Joe, taking out that little motorcycle. The rest of the Volksgrenadiers here are just kind of backing away here, and I'm going to swap on over to Raptor. Take a look. Not Raptor. I want to swap to dfdf. dfdf has activated for the Fatherland. You can see some smoke going down in this machine gun nest, this machine gun right here, but it's hard to tell. I don't know if that's being terribly effective. Looks like he's still firing away, but I know that firing through or from within smoke often reduces your accuracy at the very least. So that reactive artillery kind of being the final word in that conflict here, and the Axis are still strong in the center. You can see Recoup lost his reactive artillery and for the Fatherland up for dfdf right now, so he's just using that like crazy. Let's take a look back at their bases and see what's going on right now. So it looks like the dfdf has got his Sturm Armory up there, and nothing else right now for Raptor. I think Raptor is pretty much set just on getting motorcycles and Volksgrenadiers for the time being. Sorry, and a sniper. But meanwhile, it looks like the Sturm Armory is coming up. So definitely going to see, I would expect Panzers, but it could also be that he's just going to go anti-tank on lots of infantry, especially since now that they see that this Greyhound armored car is out there. You can see using the cheap Panzerfaust, though, getting a nice little shot off there, but he does have the armored skirts upgraded now. Also, you can see he's got armored bounty up because he's got a kill and he has that little boost to damage and to speed. But taking another Panzerfaust, and they're all backing away. So this is kind of my standard, when I play armor, this is my standard armor opening. I just basically get 4 rifles, get an engineer, get my supply yard, and then go into a motor pool and get this guy out right away. And usually by then you have 100 munitions, and you can double upgrade this guy. Looks like he has not bothered upgrading the 50 caliber machine gun on top of that, though. We got a little bit of back capping going way deep here into enemy territory. I'm not sure how effective that is. As you can see, just a regular squad of Volksgrenadiers with the MP40 upgrades. Oh no, and a little bit of a blunder there. Totally wrecks that squad that was trying to cap that. So those engineers completely lost. And this is just a wonderful defensive position here. So I don't know if you can fully appreciate this, but so we do have a single fuel point here. This is usually the gimme fuel point. You can see how close that is to the Allied base. Occupying this area and stealing their fuel, really, really aggressive tactic. I've seen many team games where people will just cordon this whole area off with barbed wire and stuff. So looks like we have yet another reactive artillery in the center here, right as DF is trying to cap all this stuff in the middle. He should not wait for it. It's very tempting to try and see if you can cap this point, but you can see that he does have sight, and oh my god, that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you never try to cap while reactive artillery is going on. Just run. It'll always get you. Even if you think they don't have sight over you, it'll always get you. So I do like this option here. Rather than trying to decide between Puma or anti-tank gun, he just gets a Berger's Puma. Berger's Puma already comes equipped with a 50mm cannon, so it's pretty darn effective against Greyhounds. You can see it's just kind of picking away at Wilson's Rifleman over here. Poor Bazooka Joe, he's still okay, but it looks like, wow, that was a close one. Bazooka Joe, be careful there. Meanwhile, Greyhound armored car here, fighting away at these combat pioneers, but this Greyhound has got to watch out. He's got his rear armor facing the wrong way. Yeah. Two of them kind of pegging away each other. They do pretty well. I mean, they have the same slow rate of fire. The Greyhound in general does really well against Pumas, but he's got to just watch out for the positioning here. And now we have yet another, an accomplished Puma right now. So it looks like D4rkEl1t is just going for hero Pumas at the moment, and being backed up by tons and tons of Volksgrenadiers here.